Good morning. This is morning medley number 164. Wow. Okay. Okay. Why is it already on number 4? We don't know. Hello, Kiwi. Hello, Crow. Good morning. Good morning, Ava. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, I May. Hope everybody's having an okay morning. The mornings here in Los Angeles have been pretty gloomy lately. And it hasn't warmed up so much. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's June, right? So normally it's pretty warm right now in LA. So I'll stave it off for as long as possible, if we can. Good morning, Darius. Good morning, Maddie. Just chilling, Kiwi. I don't think they know their trunk is open. Spring Street. No worries, girl. Not great, Jordan. I had Wendy's for dinner last night. I had Wendy's for dinner last night, and it never makes me feel good the day after. The smoothie's great, though, Kiwi. Thank you for asking. Everything else was closed, and I didn't have any groceries, so I had to eat something before bed. How many pizzas was it, Jaime? Could you tell? Enjoy your pizza, Cyber. Ew. Kiwi, that sounds disgusting. If I'm understanding you right. What did you get from Dairy Queen, Ava? help me remember. I can't remember. And Ava's first Dairy Queen. I can't think of anything they have for food as far besides burgers, chicken fingers, and fries. We ate outside, says Kiwi. The place with the best calzone. We ate outside. More. I need more. I got a black fence. We ate outside. I think it was on the way back from Venice. That wasn't a calzone. Wait, maybe you're right. I'm thinking of a different place. You're not talking about the crepe place, are you? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you eventually. I had like a pizza crepe. That's a calzone. That is not a calzone. Oh my god. Don't do that. I'm not gonna. No! Putting mozzarella and pepperoni inside of a crepe does not make it a calzone. But yes, we did eat there, Kiwi, and I do remember you enjoying it. But I just feel like saying that that was the best calzone you ever had is insulting to calzones everywhere. Was it the best crepe you've ever had, though? Okay, guys, there's 12 people in here. If you like the stream, remember to like the video. I appreciate it. It helps me in some way, I'm sure, in the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, Kiwi, that place no longer exists. It has been closed by forces outside of my control. So I hope you enjoyed that crepe because you may never have it again. Wow, what a downer. I'm sorry. But it is closed. It is out of business. It doesn't exist anymore. I went and I tried to find it. Yeah, everything you love. Everything you love, Kiwi, it's all gone. I do miss Mama's, though. I do like that chord progression a lot. Kiwi, Mama, like, completely stopped. Like, she's never making food again. She's retired. She was like, she did a whole speech and everything. Speaking of tasty places says, Jaime, what are some recommendations for places to eat in LA when I visit soon? Well, where are you visiting? Jaime, you can't just visit LA. Nah, she's not Huey. I think her retiring, she's like going into like fully like she's like getting a, like assisted living stuff. So people cook for her now, but like she's not cooking anymore. She's extremely old. I don't know if you saw the picture of her in the sign, but yeah, I don't think she's doing much of anything right now. I think she honestly like I mean from the what she said, I think she can feel the end of her life coming, and she doesn't want to like die in a kitchen. I think she just wants to like go while like chilling, and so no, I don't think she's making any mama moves. LA is a big place. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, where exactly are you going? Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to visit LA, and you're going to be mostly in West LA, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to recommend you stuff that's in my area because if you know how big the city is, driving, I'm assuming you're not going to have a car when you're out here. Maybe you will. If you have a car, that's going to be a lot of gas money and time and traffic. And if you don't have a car, these are like hundreds of dollars in Ubers. So where where will you be, Jaime? And where while you're here, where will you be going and visiting while you're in the city? I'm staying near Little Tokyo, but I'll go wherever the good eats are, man. Okay. Guys, I got an online exam tomorrow. I'm nervous. Good luck, Nafis. I'm sure you'll crush it. I don't know what this exam's on though. Feel free to give us any more information, but we all wish you luck regardless. You're gonna be staying near Little Tokyo. Have you been to Little Tokyo before, or to LA in general, Jaime? Only once in October. Well, if it was October 2019, then you probably saw a slightly different Little Tokyo than the one that exists right now. A lot of Little Tokyo right now, Jaime, is closed down, as you can imagine, because of COVID stuff. Hello, Adventure Boy 22. Welcome back to the stream. I'm just talking about some food recommendations for Jaime, who's going to be visiting Los Angeles soon. So Little Tokyo is more or less dead right now, Jaime. it's hard, right? So it's hard, and I mean to recommend a bunch of places just because, as I'm sure is true also wherever you are. Goodbye, Nafis. I'm sure it's true wherever you are. Not every place is open, not every place is closed. Some places have like limited service, limited hours. Some places are only doing carry out or delivery. Some places have the dining room open. And so I haven't really been going to downtown that much lately with like things like protests and curfews and cops and COVID. It just hasn't been the best environment to go out exploring downtown in. So I don't have a lot of information about what's still open, right? So I can recommend you some restaurants, but I don't know if they'll actually be open for you. But that doesn't mean I can't recommend them. So Adam recommends Howlin' Rays, which, if you're staying in Little Tokyo, we're staying in Little Tokyo, Jaime. Howlin' Rays is about 5 to 10 minute car ride. It's in Chinatown, and I would recommend that too. I haven't gone during quarantine, so I'm not exactly sure what their system is right now. It's usually a pretty long wait though. Usually you wait in line for maybe an hour or so. So you'd have to get there pretty early, but again, I don't know if that's changed. Maybe it's a shorter wait now because of the current circumstances. But that place has like really, really spicy, like Nashville fried chicken. So that could be cool. I don't know how your spice tolerance is, but I would recommend having one that is higher than average if you're going to eat at Howlin' Rays, because I mean, there's levels, right? There's levels. You can just get like the lowest level, which is normal, but I would recommend getting at least like a medium. I get hot, or the one right above hot, but I would recommend at least getting a medium. It's so good. Amazing food. But there's one recommendation, Howlin' Rays. And that wasn't even mine. Who was that so I can credit them for it? I think I think God, downtown. There's a place called Pizza Nista that I go to a lot. I still recommend it. It's just hard because you can't go in and eat in a lot of these places, and I know that's like not really important. I mean, I know you're gonna order it anyway. You don't have to eat inside. It's just a lot of these places that I'm like thinking of recommending. I think that there's a lot of the places that I'm recommending. I can't not think of the atmosphere, like how the atmosphere plays into it. So I'm just gonna recommend them. I know this is hard. Okay, there's a place called Pizza Nista that I go to. In fact, I went there 2 days ago. It's a pizza place in downtown. So if you're staying in Little Tokyo, this is also like in a car, maybe 5 minutes away, walking. Longer than 5 minutes away, but Pizza Nista is good. If you go on Tuesdays, if you happen to be staying here during, that, they have a sale on Tuesdays where if you go during lunch, it's $2 slices, which I feel like, now that I'm saying it out loud, paying $2 for a slice of pizza, I don't actually know if that's cheap or not anymore, because slices of pizza are just so generally expensive in Los Angeles, especially in downtown, that $2 for a slice is a steal. It's almost half of what it normally is. So I would say go to Pizza Nista on Tuesday. I think $2 is normal now, says Keely. That's funny. I feel like $2 is never low. $2 slice, if it's big, is decent. It's a big slice. It's like a New York slice. But It's a New York slice. It's New York style pizza, but it's weird. It's been there for a really long time. Pizza Nisa. It's been there for a really long time. It's kind of like one of those like old LA like veteran places, like old skater pizza joints. So, um, I feel like $2 is low. So moving on from that, this is so hard. I would say I'm gonna start recommending places now that aren't necessarily in downtown, Jaime. So, uh, keep that in mind. You're gonna have to do a little bit of moving around to get to some of these places. There's a place actually that does exist in Little Tokyo called Daikokuya, but I'm not exactly sure if a Little Tokyo location is open. But there's another location. There's a second location in Monterey Park, which is a drive. I'm gonna stop saying things are a drive now because you've been in Los Angeles before. I mean, you know that pretty much to get anywhere in a car, it's going to take you 25 to 40 minutes. It's just that's the way our city is built, and we all live with it. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a drive, but Daikokuya is pretty good. I'll probably type some of these down so that you can see them. Also, really quickly, Jaime says, saw some doc on $1 slices pizza place in New York and how they were struggling to keep it that price. I mean, there's a lot of dollar pizza in New York, like dollar slices. That's like a big thing, actually, in New York. It's not even just like 1, 2, 3, or 4 places. Like dollar slices. There's like a whole culture around dollar slices. When I first went to New York, Daikokuya, ramen, Daikokuya ramen. This is funny. When I first went to New York, I was blown away by the dollar slice because it's very cheap. So I got it, and I was like, wow, it's delicious also. And then I had some distance away from the dollar slice, and I went back to have another dollar slice, and it wasn't very good. And I think that is because the dollar slices aren't good. As far as like quality, it's just sometimes you're shocked by the price of something being so low that you don't realize the quality. It's like you can't get over the bargain or the deal that you're getting. You can't get over it. So like the quality doesn't necessarily hit you in the face. I think dollar slice pizza places are kind of like this is going to be a poor comparison, but I can compare them to Little Caesars, where it's like we all know that Little Caesars isn't the best pizza, but the fact that it's so cheap is, the fact that it's cheap, it's like it should be a lot worse for how little you're paying, if that makes sense. A whole pizza for $5 or for $3.99, how it was a while ago with that sale. It should taste like dirt at that point, so the fact that it doesn't is always a shocker. So yeah, dollar pizza is good. However, we do not have dollar pizza here in Los Angeles, Jaime, so moving right along with the food recommendations. I would say that there is a place called... Oh, I don't want to just recommend pizza places, but there's another place called Triple Beam Pizza, which is really cool. They make huge pizzas, and then they have these like this big thing of scissors, and you just tell them like this. Like you tell them how big you want your slice to be, and they cut it. It's like going to be a square slice. It's not going to be like the traditional triangle slice, but you just tell them like the size roughly. You can tell them how many inches, because I do have a ruler back there, but if you, like me, don't carry around a ruler or actually know how many inches hungry you are, you can kind of just go like this to them, and then they'll cut that size piece. And that place is pretty cool. And there's one of those in Highland Park. It's called Triple Beam. I don't want to type out every single one of these. I'm going to mention these in the stream, and then I'll type them out later, maybe to you personally, Jaime. I know you said you'd recommend further out, but if it helps... I'm staying like next to the Geffen Contemporary. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Oh. Wait, what? I mean, word up. Word up. Okay. Go to Triple Beam. That place is in Highland Park. What else can I recommend in Highland Park? Because Highland Park is pretty close to downtown. It's like 20-ish minutes. 25 minutes. So... Triple Beam is very good. There's also a taco truck there called Taco Azteca, and that's going to be the only taco truck I recommend because taco trucks in Los Angeles, from all of the ones that I've ever had, are very, very good. So I could spend a whole day just talking about the taco trucks. But there's one in Highland Park, not too far from Triple B, on the same street, in fact, called Taco Azteca. There's also a place in Highland Park. This is a different street though, and I think it's just called Hirachi's, but they sell Hirachi, and I know I'm mispronouncing that, but it's me. It's me. They're delicious. Go get them. They're good. It's Mexican food. Um, there's also a place in, what is it called? Blossom? There's another place in Highland Park that does Taiwanese food, and I think it's called Blossom, but I'll get back to you on that. It's very, very good also. And also might not be open during these times, but I haven't been there in a minute. If we're moving out of Highland Park to, oh god, it really sucks that you can't eat in some of these places, because some of these places, like I would say that like 50% of it is the atmosphere. Um, when you're in the mood for Italian, where do you go? Cyber asks me. Well, I used to go to a place called Mama's. That place is now closed. There's a place in Pasadena called Il Forneo. Il Forneo. And it's really good. I feel like most of the time I go to Italian restaurants now, I always get the bolognese. I don't really experiment that much with too many other things in it, and I know that that's like a tragedy because a lot of Italian food places have like great seafood and things like that. But so keep in mind, whenever I mention how good an Italian food restaurant is, I'm talking about their bolognese specifically. But Il Forneo is really good. There's also another place called Bottega Louis, which is half of it's an Italian restaurant and the other half is a French pastry shop, and it feels bougie when you're in there, but the prices don't match the bouginess. At least on the Italian side. Once you get over into the French pastry side, you can pay like $50 for like a little like tiny rose cake. But on the Italian food side, it's like decent prices. You know, like maybe like $20 a plate. So actually, probably a little bit cheaper, but I would say that I bargain, or I plan to spend like $20 if I'm going to eat there. So Italian food, Il Forneo is good. Bottega Louis is really good. I can think of one more. Pasta Sisters is actually pretty good. Pasta Sisters is weird though. Pasta Sisters. Pasta Sisters is weird because instead of like a traditional restaurant where you sit down and they give you a menu and order, you kind of stand in line and you like build your pasta, like you choose from these many noodles and this sauce and this meat and this whatever. And I know that sounds almost like it's like Subway or something like that, which sucks, but it's not. It's like the fanciest version of that you can possibly have, if that makes sense. Like the noodles are made there fresh, you know, everything is made there, which is nice. So I would recommend Pasta Sisters. And the serving sizes look very small, but like most Italian food, it's like, because it's like lumped in a ball on your plate, but that stuff is, I've never been able to finish a plate, and I can put it away, so I would say Pasta Sisters is also a pretty good one. Il Forneo means the oven. Ah. Okay, that makes sense. Even if I can't dine in this trip, I will definitely keep this list for future travels. For sure, for sure. Definitely go back to some of these places. What else? What else? This has derailed the stream. I eat so many places. There's a place in Pasadena that's not far from the Gold Line stop in Pasadena called Chicken Daddy, and it's like their whole thing is like they make chicken, but it's like all free range. It's a very healthy and conscious chicken place, and the prices reflect that a little bit. It's not very pricey. It's not very pricey. It's just more expensive than say Popeyes, you know. And the one thing I do like about them is kind of like this morning I felt like garbage because I had a chicken sandwich from Wendy's last night for dinner. Every time I've eaten Chicken Daddies, I've never felt bad afterwards. You know, I could eat that stuff 2 a.m. right before going to bed, and I can still wake up feeling fine. And I think that that means something. So I would recommend Chicken Daddy as well. That's in Pasadena. Um, boom, 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 boom. There's also a place in Pasadena called Crepe du Paris, which is really good. It's a crepe restaurant, but I wouldn't recommend getting the dessert ones, just because I can't speak to their quality. But the savory crepes, I don't know if you're somebody that likes savory crepes. If you like ham and cheese in a crepe, but I would recommend that place. That one's really good. Um, Word up. Is it Minia? Help me with your name, because I'm going to butcher it if I don't have help. Minia, Minea. Hi, Abby. I'm sorry. Don't do that. I don't like it when people do that. I don't like it when I've butchered somebody's name and they're like, it doesn't matter. It makes me feel like I failed. Whoa. Thanks, Abby. I appreciate you. I can't remember who asked a while ago, but somebody asked me if I could play anything from Speed Dream, and I told them I couldn't at first, but then I forgot that I remembered the chords to Midnight Drift 3. So if anybody's heard that song, Midnight Drift 3, Abby's the person that actually did all the, like, wrote and performed all the vocals for that. Also the song, I don't play that song anymore, but I'm still very proud of those chords. But also, well, I can't remember the names of my own songs now. That one? It's there. It's there. It's there. There it is. Are there too many hits in here? Wait, there are? Oh, crap. There are. I think that everybody's freaking out, myself included. Just because that's the first... To me, in my life, that might be like only the third time I've seen that name. And so, to have never seen that name in the stream and then to see two in the stream in a day, that's an event for me. Hi, Jayla. Welcome back. Another person I haven't seen in a minute. Okay. This song is called Liminality. It doesn't really go anywhere, but I'm gonna play it while I still look up more food recommendations in LA for Jaime. Ow. That song's called Liminality. Eastern Europe is where you're from. Eastern Europe is such a big mystery to me. Because why is it a mystery to me? Oh, because I feel like a lot of people will say Eastern Europe, but they don't won't necessarily specify a lot of countries. In the same way that when I was growing up, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm from New England," but they wouldn't really tell me what New England was. So I just kind of thought as New England as this big blob, like on the East Coast somewhere. I'm like, I'm sure it includes some states and some towns and stuff like that, but I don't exactly know what it is. Czech Republic is Eastern Europe. I'm now learning, realizing from Abby. What am I up to today? Ask Abby. Well, one of my friends, the artist who did the art for like Lush Dream, Daydream, and Signals, and my current logo, profile picture, or whatever, is going away for a while. They're going to the East Coast for an undetermined amount of months, so they're coming to visit me today before they leave, because I don't really get to see them that often. So that should be cool. I'm also doing a lot of work today. I'm behind on a lot of commissions, and I like finally have like yesterday was wild. I didn't leave my room really yesterday. I like went to make waffles like early in the morning, and then I was just in here for the entirety of the day, and I worked for like 10 straight hours. And it's just I have like my little command center set up where it was like I have like all my keyboards and stuff, and so I have to do that today. I have to like get some more work done. But those are my only two plans: is just get some work done, and then my friend's gonna visit before they leave. Working didn't necessarily feel good. I mean, I felt productive, but I felt sick also. Doing anything doesn't feel very good right now. I'm not trying to bog down the stream with any negativity, but nothing feels particularly good right now. But it was. I feel like if I didn't do that, I would have just like wallowed around my apartment and maybe like watched random movies. So at least I was productive. I don't know. I'm still trying to like pull myself kind of back out of like whatever hole I'm in right now. Like I haven't worked out. Worked out? Yeah, I haven't worked out in like almost a full week now, which maybe doesn't sound like a big deal, but for me that's like a long time. So I'm starting to feel like gross and weird. Yeah, so hopefully that was a good distraction. Wow, I never played that song anymore. How did I do that? There it is. Okay, anyways, this sounds like that one Judgment tune you wrote before. Yeah. I think it is that tune. I think, I think it is that one tune that I wrote before. It's just really old, and I'm like, I don't remember how to play it anymore. So I'm like trying to relearn it by how I'm hearing it in my head. Why did my music used to be so dramatic? I can remember gradually shifting from writing really dramatic music to writing really like curtailing it to be more like fun and danceable because I felt like I existed in this space where I was writing really cinematic, like video game sounding stuff, and everybody around me was like, "Yo, if you ever want to play a live show, like no one's gonna dance to freaking, no one wants to dance to a song called Judgment." And good, they shouldn't. And then I was like, I can hear it in my head. It sounds like Final Fantasy boss music. It goes. Wow. My memory doesn't work with anything other than music. Why should I remember this? I wrote this song like 7 years ago. Um. Okay. Oh, I think you do, Abby. I think you probably do have Omni key skills. I'm not actually very good. Um, being sad in the club sounds like a time, to be honest, says Jaime. The birds are wilding today. Why did I used to write stuff like that? Oh my god, that is so not fun. It is not fun to play. It's. Oh, it's a finger trick. That is amazing. And I think the bottom was just those chords. It was like. No, it's. Oh my god, Omni. What on earth? Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I know that this isn't fun. This isn't fun for you guys. I'll play a medley. I promise I'll play a medley. I will get to the medley very, very soon. I just. This is all I can think about right now. My hypothesis. Okay, let's hold on. Cyber says my hypothesis is that it was inspired by Kingdom Hearts, at least partially. It's a pretty good hypothesis. I would say, um, hmm, you're probably right. I'm gonna not. Even if I don't choose a very specific game, I would say that. I would say that Nobuo Uematsu and Yoko Shimomura kind of combined to inform the decisions I'm making in this song because the whole like that's I think it's in Force Your Way. It's like Final Fantasy VII boss fight music. I think Final Fantasy VII or maybe 8, but I think it's 7. I think. So I have to do it slow first, I guess. smell it. I need. Wait, give me reverb. That's all I hate. Oh man, okay. Wow, why does my brain remember these things? That's cool. I can't remember my own name half the time. Okay, hold on. It's okay. And then that's worth it. Let me go Oh, actually, wait a second. What does go there? Where? It's like it does like a lot of like fishy stuff right there, but I'm trying to think of how that song starts. Yeah, I don't remember how the song starts though. So much for my great memory, but I do remember it from that point. of song that makes me think about, makes me want to draw. Like dramatic narrative songs make me, or give me inspiration, says Maddie. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, Maddie. Uh, wow, why was that so exhausting? Alright, I'm gonna play a medley now. I'm gonna play a medley. Somebody give me a song to start on, and then I'm just gonna, I don't know, string 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 together from there. Weird. Jaybird says Cyber. Witchy at some point, please, says Jaime. Witchy Bird. Alrighty. Starting with Jaybird. pepperoni pizza, Cyber. Is it more pepperonis on it? They have some type of strong Italian seasoning, and the meat itself was plentiful without being too greasy somehow. Interesting. 2 layers of pepperoni with cheese on top and below it. That sounds like it would hurt me. Yeah, that sounds like that would put me out of commission. I'm glad that it was enjoyable, though. Hmm. Breeze comes from. I don't know where my breeze comes from. Enjoy work. Goodbye. Thank you for being in the stream. I appreciate you. I am sleepy. Why am I still sleepy? I slept a full 5 hours last night. Okay, guys. We're an hour and a half. I really like that I'm introducing the medley because the medley eats up time. And I love when things eat up time. Thank you, Cause. Oh, wait. I found it. I found it. I found it. So it goes. I lost it again. I lost it again. Oh well. Thought I had it for a second. I'll never remember how that song starts though. I'm actually surprised that you know that song, Cyber, because as far as I know, that song only existed on a Facebook video. I think I only uploaded that video to Facebook. I don't think that the song exists on, or maybe it's like an old Instagram video, perhaps. But like, that song doesn't really exist on YouTube or any like proper cataloging, thing. Hmm. Oh. Yeah, that's the way it went. Pretty sure that's the way it went. I was planning on approaching you for a podcast interview back then. Oh, holy crap. I'm sorry, Cyber. That's a lot of research. Jesus. Heaven, help me. Okay, so this song is called, I was going to play Union Station. But I don't really want to anymore. Something interesting is, remember when Flight Plan used to be the closing song? Like, I used to play that song sometimes even several times a stream. Now I like almost never play that song. It's kind of nice. Nice to have a break from it so it stays fresh, I suppose. I do these streams all the time, Cyber. This is true. I used to do so many interviews. I don't know what happened. But I kind of like that I stopped. I kind of like that I stopped for a second. I would like to do another interview sometime in the future. But I would just like to have anything to talk about. If that makes sense. Something that, because I love conversations. I like talking. Who doesn't like talking? I mean, plenty of people, but I like talking. And I think in all of the podcasts and interviews that I've done, the interview always feels like over too quick. And, wow, my hair. The interview always feels over too quick, and a lot of it is because I got so accustomed to watching late night interviews. For those of you guys that are accustomed to late night interviews, you know the whole rigmarole, but if you're not, a late night interview is basically, I would say that this was like spearheaded or maybe established by like Johnny Carson, unless there's somebody before him that I'm, not old enough to remember or know anything about, but Johnny Carson like would have interviews with celebrities, and because of commercial breaks and because of like crowd participation and like intermingled skits and music and stuff like that, the interview would feel like the full 30 minutes of the episode, or at least 15 minutes of the episode. But a lot of these interviews, these late night interviews with like Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, etc., 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 typically the interview only lasts like 7 minutes, which is wild because, again, while you're watching it, it seems like a lot longer, but believe you me, it is not. And so, I think a lot of people kind of tried to mirror this thing. Everybody was like, you don't want to bore an audience, just get to the guts, get to the grits, get to the important part of the interview. But then I started listening to Mark Maron's podcast. For the first time. My hands do not feel real right now. Anyways, I started listening to Mark Maron for the first time, and I realized you can have an interview that lasts like 2 hours long. And it can be interesting the whole way, and it can be captivating, and it can actually change the way I feel about a certain writer or musician or actor or director or comedian. Because, when you show up for Conan O'Brien or whatever, it's really to just promote something like, my new movie's coming out. Also, I'm a dad now, and we can't get any sleep, changing diapers, whatever. But I feel like listening to like a Mark Maron interview allowed me to actually have some insight into these people. You no longer needed to wait on like a documentary to come out about Jim Carrey. You could just listen to the Mark Maron interview. And that's what, oh, he's still in here, stupid fly. That's what informed a lot of my interest in like podcasts, and I like being on podcasts. And even when I'm on a podcast and the podcast has gone on for like an hour, it still feels like it's over too soon. I just like having those conversations. I don't know. You could ask most of my like, close friends. I'll talk to them for hours. Anywho, Sever says, I mean, my podcasts are question based, but I like to get into the nitty gritty of production. You effectively cover that in these daily streams anytime anyone asks about XYZ or song. Yeah, that's true. These streams are like a podcast. You know, I wanted to have a podcast for a very long time. I couldn't really nail down what I wanted the format to be, what I wanted to look and sound like. And I just felt like organizing and producing a podcast while also doing streams and also making music and also doing commissions and also touring. I was like, I just don't think I can effectively do a podcast. I just don't think that I have the time right now. Maybe soon, maybe sometime in my future. But right now I don't have it. And I would like to have it, you know. Would like to have it though. Anywho, we're on stream 160 something. Wait, it's like, yeah, for sure. 164. It's a long time. It's a long time. If I didn't talk, these streams would be a lot shorter. That's for sure. Okay. I mean, we're not at the 2-hour mark. We're getting close, but I already feel like it's, you know, I feel like the stream's run its course. I'm going to start slowly going over news. If you guys have any questions or comments or something that you want to talk about, feel free to interject if I don't just find my own tangent to go spin off onto. But really quickly, yesterday was maybe the first time that I had kind of dedicated a lot of time to making music. Yesterday was the first time that I really like focused on trying to make music. It wasn't as productive as I would have liked for it to have been, but it was a step in the right direction for those of you that know kind of the creative space I've been in lately, so that was kind of cool. No like news on releases or anything or merch, like that. All that stuff is still, you know, in hiatus as far as I'm concerned, but I do have some new music out, or the newest music I have out is Ego Death, Quick Breath, and The View. Now, The View is a single, but Ego Death and Quick Breath are both collections of work. They're bodies of work. It's not just a song. So when I say Ego, Quick Breath, and The View, Ego Death, Quick Breath, and The View, I don't mean 3 songs. I mean 15 songs. And you can hear those on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. We're on YouTube right now where you can see several of the videos that I've uploaded. If we don't count the morning medleys, there's still a lot of videos, you know, like a lot of actually produced videos, not live videos. For example, word. I think something interesting that I'm learning about my own creative process is how, I mean, everybody, this isn't specific to me, it's not personal, and doesn't make me special, but everybody kind of has like a space, you know, like a space, whether that space is physical or that space is mental. Everybody kind of has like a space that they need to create in. And I'm learning that for me, I am a force. Remember our whole Spirit Bomb and Goku talk when we were talking about my creative process and Ehi's creative process? How kind of like, if you put me in a room with the tools, I'll just make a million things, directionless, and then it would be up to somebody else, like a curator or a director or an executive producer, to come into the room and go, okay, let's take out this is good, take that out, you don't need to do that, you're doing too much here. Like, I would need somebody to kind of direct me. But I can make forever. And so, knowing that, sometimes you have to create the environment. I think that a lot of people don't allow themselves to have the space to do those things in. And I think that some people will think, well, I don't have the space, or I'm not creative. I am under the belief, and there's no, you know, scientific evidence to suggest this, it's just my personal belief, that everybody has a creative mode. Even the people that think, oh, there's just not a creative bone in my body. I think that everybody has a creative mode. You just have to create the certain environments. Because I think under certain environments, I am just as uncreative as an uncreative can be, you know? For example, for the last few months, I would say, yeah, last few months, I haven't really been able to like create any great new music and make any progress that way. At least not to compared to how I normally can. And I say that because the environment, whether it's mental or emotional, what was going on in the state of the world or whatever, it just wasn't creating the right conditions for me to be able to create music. Now, if you're particularly tenacious, you can kind of brute force your way through a lot of these barriers, right? Like if you're sad and maybe you're depressed and you don't feel like it, you just don't feel motivated, you can brute force your way through that and create. I'm not going to say it's going to make the best art, and I'm not going to say you're going to feel good about it, but you can force things. And something that I've been trying to get for a really long time is a proper creative space. A proper creative space. You've seen, you know, like somebody like Andrew Huang or Adam Neely. I'm mentioning like very, very successful music YouTubers who have this very, very clean, pristine, orderly, like office desk space, you know, with everything, the beautiful lights, everything looks like it's a movie, and I understand that because partially because people have to look at it every day, but also, you know, once that's your career path, you're probably gonna dedicate a little bit more time into making sure that all that stuff works out, or is like conducive. So when I look at my creative space, it's taken a while. It's starting to kind of take form, and it's weird because it's taken this long for it to kind of sort of start to take form. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. A little bit closer every day. And yesterday was the first time that I'd spent like 9 to 10 hours just in it, like in that space, working on those things. And it was exhausting, but I did feel like I did feel that force again. For example, for some of you guys know that I have several keyboards. Most of you guys, I'm just going to go ahead and say all of you guys know that I have more than one keyboard, that this is not my only keyboard. Now, I don't have a particularly large room. I would say that this is the largest bedroom I've ever had in my life, but it is not large. I would say that it's somewhere bordering on the average bedroom size. The average bedroom size. And I have a lot of stuff in here. So there isn't a lot of like walking space. When I say stuff, it's like I have a little dresser drawer over there. I have this immovable physical keyboard. You know, I have a queen size bed, which takes up queen size space. I have other drawers and stuff for cables, things like that. And I have a rather large desk because I need a desk that's big enough to put my keyboard on it. Well, when I was first starting to incorporate a lot of live instruments in my playing, and even when I was going to make a video, like let's say I was going to just shoot a video for Instagram, kind of like the videos you guys have seen now, the Quarantunes videos. I think. I think. Well, actually, I can just show you. I don't know why I'm trying to describe things. You guys are in the room, technically. So, like, this is what the space looks like now. Excuse the towels, because I just don't like dust getting on a lot of things. But it's like, there's my, like, drum sequencer. So when I'm doing, like, drums on the fly, I have a sequencer for it. You can't really see, but if you've seen my microKORG, that's my microKORG underneath that one. This is an MX61. It's like I got my monitors and I have my mic there. Like, you can kind of see my MIDI fighter over my chair. This is my Yamaha Rephase. Like, everything's kind of, like, in my arm's reach now when I sit down in the chair to work on stuff. And when I was making, when I was first starting to make, not even just videos, but, like, doing a lot of audio recording, just the physical task of, like, being like, oh, I really would like Rhodes piano on this song. And then having to go under my bed, like, pull out the case, open the case, take out my Rhodes Rephase, put it up, you know, plug it in, get the power supply for it, plug that in, you know, get levels right, and then start recording. That adds, I mean, it sounds really trivial because it really only adds 5 minutes max. Like, five-ish minutes. Let's say 10 minutes max. That's like 5 minutes to my creative process. which somebody would say, well, if you're going to be making music, you're going to be sitting down for like 6 to 8 hours, so what is 5 minutes? But that 5 minutes is a big thing. Like, just having to do that, sometimes I'll make a weird choice in the song where I'm like, I want to put roads here, but I don't really feel like dealing with all that, so what can I put here in this time right now? Like, what can I put here for the time being? And then you'll make a creative choice based on your workflow. A lot of people make creative choices based on their workflow. If it's uncomfortable to put your arm on the desk while you're drawing, maybe you learn or adapt how to draw a different way that doesn't hurt your arm, being on the desk. And so I feel like I never necessarily want my room to look like a hoarder level of clutter of just like keyboards hanging from the ceiling and hanging from the walls and stuff. But this is like about as good as I think it can be. Small tweaks here and there can still be done, but as far as like my keyboards, like I have everything that I need now for the first time since I've been, a musician. I feel like I have enough. I feel like I want for nothing, I should say. That's a better way of putting it. Because I used to just make all my music on a laptop, and it's definitely enough because you guys have heard all the music that I, released like that. But right now, I don't look at my setup and go, ooh, I really wish I had blank. That would make my workflow so much easier. Nothing that I don't already have. Maybe I wish I had time to organize things. Or I wish I had, I guess that's just it. Just extra time. Which, it's quarantine, so we have nothing but time. I definitely spent 10 hours just working on music yesterday. Okay. Umbe says, it's like putting your guitar on a case and not on a stand. You don't feel as motivated to practice, so a stand is recommended. I never really thought about it that way. I haven't played bass guitar in a really long time, but yeah, I used to have one of those little, you prop up the stand. You just see it. You're more inclined to use it. That's good. It's like when people put out a bowl of fruit, because they're like, I know I can put my fruit in the refrigerator, but having to like walk past and see it makes me more motivated to eat healthy as opposed to, getting junk or whatever. Anyways, I said all that to say, like, my workflow is good now. I have all my stuff, like, up and plugged in. It doesn't look perfect, and, like, I was talking to my friend. I was, like, I was video chatting. I was video chatting my friend yesterday so she could see me while I was working on music, and I saw myself in, you know how when you're face chatting with somebody, you can see yourself. I saw myself, and I was like, oh, this is not a fun, cool, attractive look. It was like me, like, worst posture, like hunched down in my chair with like my legs pulled up almost in the fetal position, like swiveling my chair and like reaching and like unplugging stuff and like hitting buttons and then like hitting play, then playing, hitting pause, hitting play, record, play. It was awful. It was awful. But it works. That's part of my workflow. And so, yeah, I like it. Everything, I'm gonna do some like deep cleaning of it today. I'm actually gonna walk to Home Depot in a minute because I want to get like, this is an Andrew Huang tip, but I want to get like a really soft paintbrush so that I can like be able to dust things, because it is really hard to use like a traditional duster to dust like musical equipment because of all the little like nooks and crannies and whatnot. Hello Zodiac, welcome to the stream. I hope you've had a wonderful Thursday so far, and this is towards the end of the stream, Zodiac, but I'm glad that I got to see you anyway. Glad I got to see you come in. Thank you for making the time. As soon as you said bad posture, I subconsciously sat straight up. That's funny. Yeah, it's hard. Also, like, you saw my chair. I'm not gonna hide anything from you guys. Like, the chair is not great. It's one of those like faux leather chairs, and I've had it for. I moved here with it. I moved to California with it, so I've had it for over 7 years. And it's doing that thing where all of the like fake leather is like peeling off of it, and so it like gets stuck to me. It's pretty gross, but. Anyways, it's not the best environment, but I finally feel like I can sit down and make things. Like, I feel like everything's at just arm's length. You know that feeling? If you guys, I'm sure some of you guys will identify with this in the stream. Maybe not all of you, which is fine. But it's when I get home, I've gotten takeout and I get home and I'm eating, I kind of need to watch something. I know that this is more of an American thing. I'm not saying that America is the only country that has this, but I'm saying that a lot of countries lack this. And it's because of America's kind of love affair with the television that this exists. But it's like you order a pizza or you get takeout, you get delivery, and you're in your home now and you're sitting down to eat. And it's like you need to turn on a TV kind of, or a movie, have somebody playing a video game, look at someone's Twitch stream. It's like kind of hard to just eat and stare at a wall. Or eat and just look at your food, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, somebody's going to relate to that, and that's okay. But that's how I am a lot of the time. But you know that feeling when you get your food, you make your thing, and you sit down, and you're getting comfortable, and then you like start your movie, or you queue up your TV show or whatever, and you realize you've forgotten something. You forgot, I don't know, ketchup or a fork or whatever, and you're just like, for a brief moment, you consider just eating without it. You consider just eating with your hands. Or maybe like you left the hot sauce in the kitchen. You're just like, it doesn't need to be spicy. It doesn't really need to be spicy. I think I'm just going to go without it. I really don't want to get up. I know getting up and going and getting the thing would take me 3 minutes. But I'm here. I'm here. I want to just be here right now. That's what my music production thing feels like right now. I feel like I finally have like my hot sauce and my popcorn and I don't know. Anyways, hot sauce and popcorn. I've always watched something while eating because that was the only time I ever had to watch something, says Jayla. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. You're like busy otherwise. And it's like when you're eating, this is your idle time. Something that's very funny, by the way, I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on. We're going to start closing up the stream. Something very funny about living in the cul-de-sac is every single time somebody comes into my neighborhood, somebody being like a delivery boy, Postmates, Uber Eats, whatever, they always drive and they park in the cul-de-sac, and then they have to like look and try to find this person. And it's like every 15 or so minutes, that's no exaggeration, like maybe even more so than that. It's like there's always a man with a plastic bag of food in it and his phone out, and he's kind of looking around lost. And he always, it never fails, they always lock eyes with me because I'm in my window looking directly at them. They always lock eyes with me, and for a second they look excited like, oh, I found you. And it's never me. They've never found me. And I always kind of have to just like smile, and they kind of look at me, and then they look at the number on my door, and they're like, oh. Anywho. Okay, thank you everybody. This song is called Hush Hour. It's called Rewarding Yourself, says Crow. Talking about that eating and watching something. A nice chair extends your lifespan or something, says Jaime. You know what's funny about that, Jaime? Exaggeration. Every like couple of months, there's always like a, having a good bed, you'll live longer, or like having a good chair, you'll live longer, or like having a good diet, you'll live longer. Having more money, you'll probably live longer. I just feel like no one needs to tell us this, right, Jaime? It's like, yeah, having a better life probably means it's going to be a longer life. If your life is just really uncomfortable and painful, it might not be great. It might not be in the books for you as far as longevity, but I mean, we've seen a lot of people that have had some pretty awful lives live to be like over 100, so who knows? There's a lot of people that have slept on the ground that have lived to be longer than, I don't want to name anybody specifically because it'll sound like a personal attack on a rich person. Thanks for the stream, says Manny Omni, and everybody have a thoughtless Thursday. Do something impulsive. Oh, alright. Okay, yeah, okay. Um, I can try to do that. Maybe I'll shave. Maybe that'll be my impulse. Nah, I'm shaving this weekend. I think, yeah. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I know I say that every weekend. For those of you that know, like, how I emotionally, like, attach to my facial hair, not in a good way, but, like, how it's hard for me to shave if I'm not happy, if I'm not having, like, a good time. It's like, I want to shave because I want to get rid of the facial hair, but it's also like, I'm, like, not happy, and so I can't. Whoa. Why do birds harass crows? I know crows are a bird too, but I feel like whenever I see crows, they're always being, like, harassed by tinier birds. What did it? Sorry. Word. Sure thing. Sure thing, Cyber. Yabba, 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 da, do. Is somebody asking me if I've ever had a migraine before? I think so. I don't actually know what the difference between a migraine and a headache is. I just think of a migraine as like a big headache, but I'm sure that that's not true. I think they're actually different. But anyways, okay. Thank you everybody for being respectful to me and polite to each other. That song was called Hush Hour. It marks the ending of the stream. We will all try to have a Thoughtless Thursday under the recommendation of Maddie. Um, this was Morning Medley number 164. I guess I can make a Nintendo 64 reference, but I think I did that in Morning Medley number 64, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for Morning Medley number 165. And remember, there are no streams on the weekend, so tomorrow is going to be the last stream of this week. And not only does that mean tomorrow is going to be the last stream of this week, but I think the way that works out is next Friday's stream is going to be the production stream. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Correct my math on that, but yeah, 166 is Monday. 167 is Tuesday. 168. Yeah. I think next Friday is the production stream. So if you missed the first one, if you missed 160s, this could be fun for you. If you can make it. If not, I'm sure I'll be here with somebody. Also, when you just look at the numbers, like as far as like the amount of people that came into the stream and the amount of views that that stream has, people seem to like the production stream more than the morning medley stream. I gotta say, I think I enjoy the morning medley stream maybe more, but maybe in a different way. So it's hard for me to say like, oh, morning medley's canceled. Let's just do production streams because that's what people seem to want. But I'm not blind. People seem to prefer the studio streams to the morning medley streams, and I'm taking that into consideration. I don't know what that means, but we're okay. Again, thank you everybody for being respectful to me and being polite to one another. Hopefully, I'll see you in tomorrow's final stream of the week. But if I don't, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. I don't know. Try to be okay. I know it's a rough time right now for a lot or all of us, and so yeah, just try to be all right. How about everybody?